You ever been in a relationship where you look at your girl and think, wait a minute, am I the boyfriend here? Or am I just her emotional punching bag with a heartbeat? If that thought ever crossed your mind, don't worry. Today, we're diving deep into the red flag factory some women run on the daily. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when it's time to stop loving her and start loving yourself. Because listen, I'm not here to bash women. I'm here to protect you from losing your mind, your time, and your self-worth. So buckle up. This isn't just a relationship video. This is therapy with a twist of dark humor and truth bombs. Let's talk about the signs that say, bro, leave her. 1. She competes with you, not supports you. Let's say you get some good news. You got a raise, you finished a big project, or maybe you finally fixed that leaky faucet you've been avoiding for 6 months. You come to your girl, excited like a little kid who just won a goldfish at the fair, and instead of celebrating with you, she shifts the spotlight. Oh, that's cool, but I've been so stressed at work too. My manager literally couldn't function without me. You stand there, your joy deflating like a balloon in slow motion. This is what it looks like when your partner sees your success as competition. It's not about your win, it's about her feeling like she's not the only star in the room. You're not dating a teammate, you're dating a rival with great hair. A supportive woman celebrates with you, not against you. She doesn't feel smaller because you're growing. She gets inspired. But if her ego can't handle your progress, she'll subconsciously try to keep you small. That way, she feels safe, important, superior. Let that sink in. Now, in the beginning, she might fake the excitement, but with time, the pattern becomes clear. She downplays your achievements. She never says she's proud of you. She's more focused on outshining you than outgrowing herself. You don't need someone who claps for you only when you're beneath her. You need someone who sees your wins as our wins. If your woman makes you feel like you have to hide your success or shrink to fit her comfort zone, brother, stop trying to impress her and start protecting your peace. A real woman isn't threatened by your greatness, she's part of it. 2. She uses guilt like it's her superpower. Let's paint a picture. You tell her you're going out with your boys tonight. Just pizza, laughs, a little video games, nothing wild. And the moment you say it, her whole face changes like you just told her you were joining the circus. Oh, okay. Have fun, I guess. I'll just be here, alone, like always. Wait, what? You blink, confused, trying to figure out if you missed an anniversary or her cat's birthday or something. But nope, it's just her classic move. Emotional guilt trip, now boarding. Here's the thing. Healthy relationships are based on freedom and trust, not emotional blackmail. But some women, especially the manipulative kind, don't ask directly for what they want. They'll just guilt you into doing it. You'll find yourself canceling plans, over-explaining, apologizing for things you didn't do, all to avoid making her sad. But here's the real kicker. She's not sad, she's in control. Because now you're not doing things out of love, you're doing them out of fear. That's not love, that's control disguised as vulnerability. And let's be real, someone who truly loves you won't want you to feel guilty for living your life. They'll support you having space, hobbies, friendships. They won't act like your happiness is an act of betrayal. If she can't be happy unless you're constantly at her side, it's not because she loves you so much, it's because she doesn't love herself enough. And now she's expecting you to fill that hole. Run. Guilt is not a love language. It's a red flag in lipstick. 3. Her respect is conditional. Ever notice how sweet some people are when everything's going their way? They're all baby and honey and you're my king until you say something they don't like. Then boom, suddenly you're being treated like the Uber Eats driver who forgot her extra sauce. Respect in a relationship should be consistent, not situational. But some women only respect you when you're agreeable. The moment you set a boundary, express a different opinion, or heaven forbid, say no, their whole vibe switches up. They roll their eyes. They interrupt you. They talk to you like you're dumb. And sometimes they'll even gaslight you into thinking you're overreacting. Let me tell you something real simple. Respect isn't earned and lost like arcade tokens. If she only respects you when you're doing what she wants, that's not a relationship. That's emotional dictatorship. a woman who truly values you will still respect you during a disagreement. She won't try to win the argument by tearing you down. She won't use your vulnerability against you later. And she won't punish you with silence just because you didn't do things her way. She'll listen. She'll compromise. She'll meet you halfway, even if she's mad. But if every disagreement feels like walking through a minefield, if you feel like you can't even be honest without setting her off, then you're not in love. You're in survival mode. And long term, that drains your confidence, kills intimacy, and makes you second guess your own worth. If respect disappears the moment you stop people pleasing, that's not love. That's control dressed up as affection. Choose someone who respects you, even on your worst days, not someone who only values you when you're convenient. 4. She keeps tabs like the FBI. You ever feel like you're being watched? No, not ghosts, her, your girlfriend. Except, she's not just watching, she's investigating. She's checking who liked your posts, asking why Jessica from work keeps commenting, haha, on your memes. Questioning why you were online at 11:07 p.m. but didn't reply until 11:09. Bruh. Unless you're part of a witness protection program, this level of tracking is not normal. This isn't love. This is emotional surveillance. And the worst part? It's often disguised as I just care or I'm just worried. But deep down, it's insecurity driving the bus. Here's the thing. Trust is the oxygen of a healthy relationship. Without it, the whole thing suffocates. And when someone constantly suspects you, even when you've done nothing wrong, it says way more about them than it does about you. This kind of woman lives in fear that you'll cheat, lie, or leave her. And instead of working through that fear, she controls, she monitors, she accuses. She might even scroll back to photos from 2014 and ask, "Who's this girl?" Yeah, that deep. And what does it do to you? You start editing your behavior. You stop being yourself. You feel like a criminal in your own relationship. Newsflash. Love isn't prison. If you have to explain your every move to keep the peace, it's not a relationship. It's a parole hearing. Trust isn't something you should constantly have to earn if you haven't broken it. So if your girl plays detective more than she plays girlfriend, it's time to disappear from her suspect list for good. 5. She can't apologize without blaming you. First, you know what's worse than no apology? A fake apology. You bring up something she did that hurt you. You're calm, mature, maybe even a little vulnerable. She pauses, then says, "Okay, I'm sorry, but if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have reacted like this." That's not taking responsibility. That's just a guilt boomerang. People like this don't own their actions. They rent them temporarily while blaming you for the damage. They treat apologies like courtroom arguments. Their goal isn't resolution, it's justification. This woman could break your heart, insult your mother, and crash your car, and still find a way to say it was your fault. It's exhausting. Relationships require maturity. That means admitting when you're wrong without flipping it into an attack. But when someone can't say a real clean, "I'm sorry," it shows they're more interested in being right than being kind. And here's what happens over time. You stop bringing things up. You swallow your pain. You keep the peace while dying inside. But here's a wild idea. What if you didn't have to beg someone to care about your feelings? What if love meant being heard, not blamed? Because real love isn't about winning arguments. It's about growing together. And that can't happen if she treats every conflict like a courtroom. If her apologies always come with a but. Leave before her excuses become your emotional wounds. 6. She talks down to you in public. You're out at dinner with friends, cracking a joke, enjoying the vibe, and suddenly she cuts you off mid-sentence with a sarcastic comment. Don't listen to him. He thinks almond milk comes from tiny cows. Everyone laughs. You laugh too, awkwardly. But deep down, that didn't feel right. It felt like a punch wrapped in a joke. Here's the deal. Public disrespect isn't just embarrassing, it's revealing. Because what someone says about you when others are watching says a lot about how they really see you. If she constantly puts you down in front of others, even if it's just playing, What she's really doing is chipping away at your self-worth, bit by bit, smile by smile. One day she's mocking your taste in music, the next she's making fun of your job or your body or your dreams. And the worst part? If you call her out, she'll say you're the sensitive one. It's just a joke. Relax. No, it's not. It's disrespect dressed in humor. And listen, we all tease. Playful jabs can be part of love, but there's a difference between laughing with and laughing at. And if she's always trying to win in front of others by making you the punchline, that's not love, that's ego. Respect should grow in public, not shrink. A woman who values you will never embarrass you to elevate herself. She'll hype you up, not tear you down. So if your woman uses public moments to make you feel small, it's time to make a private decision. Leave. You deserve someone who protects your image when you're not around, and especially when you are. 7. She threatens to leave every time. There's a fight. Let's say you have a disagreement, nothing crazy, just normal relationship stuff. You say your piece, and then she drops the classic bomb. Maybe we should just break up. Pause. Why is ending the relationship always her first move? This isn't love, it's emotional terrorism, and it's exhausting. Healthy couples argue, they get mad, they take space. But they don't weaponize the entire relationship every time something doesn't go their way. That's not conflict resolution, it's manipulation. What she's really saying is, do what I want or I'll leave. It's an emotional chokehold. And it works, because now you're not focusing on the actual issue. You're scrambling to keep the relationship from crashing. You stop being honest. You walk on eggshells. You start agreeing just to avoid her packing a metaphorical suitcase. This kind of woman uses fear of abandonment to gain control. And eventually, you'll stop standing up for yourself entirely. But guess what? Real love isn't a hostage situation. If someone truly wants to be with you, they'll fight for solutions, not exits. They won't dangle the threat of leaving every time they're uncomfortable. They'll stay, talk, listen, work through it. Because love isn't just about staying when things are easy, it's about staying when it's hard. So if her go-to move during conflict is to threaten the end, then she's not trying to build with you, she's trying to control you. You don't need that instability in your life. Love shouldn't feel like standing on a trapdoor. Leave before the floor gives out. 8. She uses your vulnerability against you. You had a rough week. Maybe you opened up about some personal stuff, your fears, your past, that time you cried watching The Lion King. You felt safe. She listened, nodded, maybe even hugged you. Fast forward to your next argument, and suddenly she's yelling, "This is why your dad left you. You're weak." Hold up. What? That's next level disrespect. Here's the truth. Vulnerability is sacred. When a man opens up emotionally, it's not easy. It's a risk. And when that trust is broken, it cuts deeper than anything else. If a woman uses your trauma, insecurities, or deepest fears as ammo during a fight, she's not just toxic, she's dangerous. Because now, every time you try to be real with her, your brain screams, "She'll throw this in my face later." And slowly, you stop being real. You put up walls, you shut down. That's not love, that's emotional warfare. A good woman sees your vulnerable side and protects it. She doesn't see your emotional wounds as a weakness. She sees them as human. She helps you heal, not hurt you with them. But a manipulative woman, she collects your soft spots like weapons for later. And when the gloves come off, she doesn't fight fair. And let's be honest, if she can't handle your realness without using it against you, she doesn't deserve access to it at all. You deserve safety, not emotional blackmail. So if your vulnerability becomes a target, it's time to pull away and never look back. 9. She never takes responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. Every problem? Someone else did it. She's late, traffic, she snapped at you, PMS, she lied. You made me feel like I had to. It's like she's allergic to the words, "I was wrong." Here's the issue. Someone who never takes accountability isn't just difficult. They're impossible to grow with. Because in their world, they're always the victim. Life happens to them, never because of them. And if something goes wrong in the relationship, you better believe it's going to be your fault, even if she cheated on you. These women are master deflectors. They'll twist the story, change the narrative, even bring up things from 6 months ago to shift the blame. And guess what happens over time? You start apologizing for things you didn't do. You start managing her moods, avoiding confrontation, and doing mental gymnastics to keep the peace. You become a peacekeeper instead of a partner. That's not love. That's damage control. And here's the truth. You can't build a healthy future with someone who refuses to own their part in the past. A relationship without accountability is like a boat with holes. It might float for a while, but you're gonna sink eventually. So if your woman has never once admitted fault, apologized first, or reflected on her actions, you're not in a relationship. You're in a one-person repair shop. And guess who's doing all the fixing? Yeah, you. Time to close that shop down. 10. She drains your energy, not adds to it. You wake up feeling good. Maybe you had your coffee, hit the gym, got your day lined up. You feel strong, clear. Then you talk to her, and just like that, boom, energy gone. You're irritated, confused, maybe even sad. And you're not even sure why. That, my friend, is what it feels like to be around someone who drains you emotionally. See, love is supposed to energize you. It's supposed to feel like peace, not a full-time job. But with this woman, every conversation is a complaint. Every moment is drama. Every day feels like you're walking on emotional eggshells. You're constantly solving problems, fixing moods, decoding silence, and trying to make her happy. But here's the kicker. Nothing's ever enough. You give her time, she wants more. You give her compliments, she says you used to say them sweeter. You try to talk, she says you're too emotional. Bro, you're in a one-way relationship. She's taking and taking, and you're stuck in this emotional hamster wheel, running just to keep things together. Here's the truth. The right woman will feel like sunlight, not a storm cloud. She'll calm your chaos, not create more of it. She won't drain you, she'll refuel you. And if your relationship feels more like a full-time crisis center than a place of rest and love, it's time to clock out. Your energy is precious. Your peace is non-negotiable. Don't waste it on someone who thrives on draining it. Choose someone who feeds your soul, not eats it for breakfast. So there you have it, my friend. 10 powerful signs that tell you loud and clear. If your woman's doing these things, it's time to walk away. Not slowly, not with guilt, but with confidence, clarity, and peace. Because leaving doesn't mean you're weak. It means you finally love yourself enough to stop settling for pain, dressed up as love. Look, relationships aren't supposed to be perfect, but they are supposed to be respectful, supportive, safe. And if you constantly feel confused, belittled, manipulated, or drained, that's not a relationship, that's emotional jail time. And guess what? You have the key. You don't need someone who only wants you when you're easy to control. You need someone who respects you when you speak your truth. Someone who brings out your peace, not your panic. Someone who adds to your life, not subtracts from your soul. So if this video opened your eyes, even a little, trust your gut. It's not lying. It's been whispering to you all along. You deserve better. You deserve real. You deserve a woman who loves you like she actually likes you too. So, protect your heart, guard your energy, and never ever be afraid to walk away from someone who makes staying feel like slow self-destruction. You don't fix a red flag. You read it, and then you leave. Until next time, keep your head high, your standards higher, and remember, the most attractive man in the room is the one who knows exactly when to walk out of it.